You know how some stories start with once upon a time? Well, mine starts with me. I'm Amaka, and this is a story of how a little girl from a tiny village found her way in the big, scary, wonderful world. This is where it all began, my village. Small, yes, but full of big hearts and even bigger dreams. The air always smelled of wood smoke and cassava, and the ground was warm beneath my bare feet.
Remember, little one, like the baobab tree, you have the strength to weather any storm and the potential to grow mighty. Our ancestors' wisdom flows through your veins, guiding you even when you can't see the path ahead. Our ancestors' wisdom flows through your veins, guiding you even when you can't see the path ahead.
Even if I'm small now, Nana?
Especially because you're small now. The mightiest trees start as tiny seeds.
I didn't know it then, but Nana's words would become my anchor in the stormy seas ahead. Life wasn't easy, but it was home. Every day was an adventure, even if that adventure was just trying to find a new way to make my one dress look different. And then there was the day of the goat. Sounds funny now, but back then it felt like the most important moment of my life.
Oh no, you're hurt. Here, you can have my fruit. I'm not that hungry anyway.
Okay, so I was that hungry. But some things are more important than a grumbly tummy. Little did I know that moment with the goat was preparing me for something much bigger.
Send Amaka to the city. I will provide for her education.
Mama, why do you look sad and happy at the same time?
Because, my sweet girl, sometimes the best things for us are also the hardest. You're going on a journey, Amaka.
And just like that, my whole world was about to change. The village that had been my entire universe suddenly felt very small, and the world beyond very, very big. Little did I know this was just the beginning of an adventure that would change everything. Now, leaving home for the first time is never easy, but when you're 4 and your whole world is about to change, I remember sitting there looking at my whole life packed up in one tiny bundle. It wasn't much, but it was mine.
What if they don't like me in the city? What if I forget how to be me?
Don't worry, Amaka. I'll be with you every step of the way.
Looking back, I realized that little toy was the bravest part of me, always ready for an adventure.
I'll come back and tell you all about the city, I promise. Voice wavering and cracking.
You know, I meant that promise with all my heart, but life has a funny way of changing our plans. As the bus pulled away, I felt like my heart was being stretched like a rubber band, one end still in the village, the other racing towards the unknown.
Mama, look! The trees are running backwards!
No, my love. We're the ones moving forward.
In that moment, I didn't fully understand what Mama meant, but those words would echo in my mind for years to come. Oh, that bus ride. Every bump felt like a mountain, every turn an adventure. And my little corn husk friend, well, he was having the time of his life.
Here you go, little one, and take this too.
It's beautiful. Thank you, Ma.
Each bead holds a wish for your future. When times get tough, remember you carry these wishes with you.
You know, sometimes the kindness of strangers can feel like a lifeline when you're drifting in a sea of uncertainty. And so, with my cornhusk friend in one hand and a bracelet full of wishes on the other, I journeyed towards my new life. The road ahead was long and unknown, but oh, was I ready for an adventure? You know that feeling when you're so excited you could burst? That was me arriving in the city. Everything was new, big, and oh so shiny.
Mama, look! The buildings touch the sky!
I swear, my neck was sore for days from all that looking up. Everything seemed magical, like I'd stepped into one of Nana's bedtime stories. The lights, the sounds, the smells. It was also different from our quiet village.
Welcome, welcome. Come in. We've been expecting you.
But let's just say sometimes things that shine aren't always gold. And sometimes a welcome can feel more like a warning. Now, I may have been young, but even then I could feel something off. Like when you're expecting a hug, but get a handshake instead.
Welcome, Amaka, to your new home. We'll have such fun, you'll never be alone.
Swish swash, life's a bash. With us around, you'll always be glad.
Hello, I'm Amaka. Do you want to play? I know lots of fun games from the village.
Maybe later. We have homework. Lots and lots of homework.
Homework, that word would soon become both my greatest hope and my biggest challenge.
This is where you'll sleep. Now, let me show you your chores. There's much to be done in this house.
Chores? But what about school? I thought I came here to learn.
School comes after work is done. Now pay attention.
And just like that, my shiny new world started to lose its sparkle.
So much to sweep day after day.
No time for fun, only work and more work. Careful, water doesn't grow on trees, you know.
Yes, Auntie, I'm sorry.
I wanted to tell her that actually water does kind of grow on trees, rain falls on leaves, but, well, I learned quickly when to keep my thoughts to myself.
I miss home. I miss Mama.
In that moment, the city lights outside seemed cold compared to the warm glow of home in my memories. That night, curled up in a strange bed, in a strange house, in a strange city, I felt smaller than I ever had before. But little did I know this was just the beginning of my journey. And sometimes you have to feel small before you can grow big. The city might be vast, but so was my determination.
You can do this, Amaka. Just like Nana's baobab tree.
You know how they say school days are the best days of your life? Well, let's just say my first day wasn't exactly a fairy tale. But then again, the best stories rarely start with, and everything was perfect. I kept repeating those words like a magic spell. Spoiler alert, it wasn't very magical.
Look, she doesn't even have shoes.
And her dress looks like my grandma's curtains.
Quiet down, class. You there, new girl. Come write your name on the board.
In that moment, I would have given anything to become invisible, or better yet, to sprout wings and fly back home.
She can't even write properly. What a baby. I can write, just not on a board this big.
You see, back in my village, we practiced writing in the dirt with sticks. Suddenly, my whole world felt as shaky as those letters on the board. That first day felt like it lasted a year. By the time the final bell rang, I was ready to run all the way back to my village.
Oh, no, my wishes.
It felt like more than just beads breaking. It was like all my hopes, all my dreams were rolling away and I couldn't catch them fast enough.
Where have you been? The clothes need washing and the chickens haven't been fed.
I was at school, Auntie, and I fell, and my bracelet...
Excuses. No dinner until your chores are done, and give me that toy. You're too old for such nonsense.
In that moment, it felt like the last piece of home, the last piece of me was being taken away. But you know what? Sometimes when you hit rock bottom, the only way left is up. You know, they say the darkest hour is just before dawn. Well, in my case, it was more like the darkest week, but let me tell you, when that dawn finally came, it was something else. I sat there threading those beads, and with each one, I made a promise to myself to work harder, to be kinder, to never give up. Little did I know, those promises were about to change everything.
One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Cleaning can be fancy free.
Shh! You'll wake everyone up!
Too late. We're all ears. Well, if we had any.
I started to see each task as a game, a challenge. And challenges, well, those I could handle.
Excellent, Amaka. You've really improved.
Thank you, ma'am. I practice every night.
And I did every night, no matter how tired I was. Because each little victory at school felt like a step closer to becoming me.
The answer is photosynthesis, ma'am. It's how plants make their own food using sunlight. And that's how the tortoise got his shell in my village's stories. Wow, do you know more stories like that?
Yeah, tell us another one tomorrow.
Suddenly, the very things that made me different became the things that made me interesting.
How do you do that so fast?
I pretend I'm on a mission. Want to join my team? Yeah, what's our mission? Operation Clean Sweep. Here, you can be my co-captain.
And just like that, chores became playtime. Funny how a little imagination can change everything, isn't it?
Amaka, come here for a moment.
Yes, Auntie?
I think you've earned this back, and thank you for being such a good influence on your cousins.
In that moment, I felt like I'd won a gold medal, but the best was yet to come. It wasn't an overnight change. There were still hard days, still moments when I missed home so much it hurt, but slowly, surely, I was carving out my place in this new world. Each bead on that bracelet became a reminder of how far I'd come. The old ones, wishes for the future. The new ones, promises kept. And you know what? Turns out Nana was right. Like the baobab tree, I had the strength to weather the storm. And oh, how I've grown. From a little seedling in a village to a strong sapling in the city, ready to reach for the sky. And so my journey continues. But now I walk with the strength of two worlds within me,